Oh my God, diet sodas are so good when they're 32 degrees Fahrenheit, point like one, right before it would have turned to ice in the fridge. So, long story short, I got really like sick. I was just taking my normal blood check, like yearly, whatever. Maybe I should do it more frequently, I've realized. And I just want to be really clear. My diet is like the forefront of everything. I think of food, how you eat is really it. Like all the supplements or whatever, food is something you consume, for us lifters, 3, 4, 5, 6 to 7, 8 times a day, you're putting food in your body. And I think if you're on 30, 40 plus meals a week times 50 weeks a year, I mean, you're eating hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times over the course of a year. And if that's not on point, then bad things are going to happen. And that's what I've always thought. That's what I've always preached. That's what I've always taken as a philosophy for myself. So my diet has been pretty much very low carbohydrate, very high vegetables. My carbs are rice or potatoes. And my fat sources at one point in time were whole eggs, and it got down to just like egg whites or just whey protein, and one meal a day with ground beef. I took a blood test. My LDL cholesterol was 452. No idea how. No clue. Dude, I don't eat excessive cholesterol. I don't eat excessive saturated fat. I mean, I get the leanest ground beef I possibly can, and I only eat that one time a day. And I don't eat butter. I don't eat anything that is not on my meal plan. And if I have a cheat meal, I mean, I don't know how much cholesterol and saturated fat is in like a burger. I mean, I eat ground beef every day. Like a burger, fries isn't really like a big, crazy different like meal for me or, food for me. So from the last video you guys saw, regular old day, went to go take a blood check, got everything looked at. Dude, I'm in such a good spot everywhere. My entire panel, I got even more things done on top of like the I think it's like the comprehensive panel or something. Like you can get your insulin, you can get your growth hormone, you can get your IGF, whatever, all these things. I mean, you can get everything checked. You can even get like, I don't know. I got everything I literally possibly could that this place offered that would be relevant information for me. I'm not going to get the female hormones checked, besides like the estradiol and things like that. But everything that would have pertained to me as a male, as a lifter, I got. Dude, I'm good everywhere. The only thing, my triglycerides, fine. Why are my lipids off the charts? And I had no idea why. I'm sitting here looking at my diet. I'm like, I literally went into MyFitnessPal and I typed in every single morsel of food that I eat in the day, which isn't much. I mean, I only eat like 5 things. And I'm like, dude, I'm eating such small amounts of cholesterol. I'm eating such small, tiny, tiny microscopic amounts of saturated fats. And I mean, I'm lean, I'm lean. I'm 10-ish% body fat, maybe 9-ish% body fat. I don't know. It's hard to say like the exact percent, but like my blood glucose was like 70. The chart didn't even go below 70 and I'm at 70. And I know that because my diet's very low carbohydrate. And dude, I don't know how. I actually thought it was a misreading because high is like over like 150 or something. Like the high is like, if you're at like 150 or 200, that's considered high. Bro, I was at 452. I was like triple the amount. And I'm like, dude, there's no way. The lady literally says to me over here at N Health, she's the nicest woman. Like Thai people, like the people in Thailand are like so helpful and so nice compared to the States. And she says, basically, like, I've been doing this for 15 years. I've never seen 450 LDL. And you got to remember, I'm in Pattaya, Thailand, the retirement hub for middle-aged, men who want to basically just party and drink for the rest of their lives. Like, it works in the center of a city that is known for its craziness and party. And I mean, this is Thailand. Like, oh, I don't know why that just stopped. But yeah, this is Thailand. And I was like, just blown away that, this woman said to me, in 15 years, I've never seen that. I'm like, all right, well, let me go get it rechecked. So I went to go get it rechecked, and it actually came back like 12 points higher, I think like 2 days later. And I'm like, holy shit, this is serious. So from that moment, I had like a internal weird, like almost like an anxiety, panic, freaking out thing. This was like the day after that chest video that I just posted. It was like the next day. Or maybe it was 2 days later, because I didn't want to go into a blood test after really hard training. So what I did was I trained, I took a rest day, and then the day after the rest day was a training day. But I wanted to go into that blood test with not really sore muscles as best as I could. I'm not going to mess up my training routine, but I got my blood work done on the day after a rest day. I was very hydrated. I had my salt. I had my water. I was fasted. Everything was cool. And, the next time I got retested, the score came back basically the same, even a little bit higher. And I went into a full panic, freaking out. Like, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, I was just like worried. I literally felt like again, I'm in a place that's hot. It's 80 to 85 degrees every day and sunny. And I have to I have to hit my step count. So I'm outside a lot. My heart rate's high a lot. I lift weights. When you lift weights, your blood pressure comes up while you're lifting. When you're outside walking, my heart rate's at like 80s, 90s because I'm walking outside. And I'm literally sitting, I'm like, I can't leave this room. I have to sit in the air conditioning, keep my blood pressure down as low as possible, keep my heart rate down as low as possible. I'm so scared that I feel like I'm like a walking stroke, like I'm a walking heart attack waiting to happen. Because high is considered like 200. Maybe that's Western medicine. Maybe that's what doctor scales say, and maybe it's not true. But at least for me, I freaked out. And I was like, holy shit, okay, I need to get actually prescribed something. So I'm texting some pharmacies nearby. I go, hey, do you have anything I can take for cholesterol? Whatever. And I got some supplements, citrus bergamot. I got some red rice yeast extract, whatever. I got some over-the-counter online supplements. But I needed something that was like a prescription or from a pharmacy that could just aggressively bring me down, at least not 450. I mean, that's insane. It's insane. And then I remembered my dad, I remember one time he was like, yeah, I take cholesterol medication because genetically, just how I was born, I can't, my body doesn't dispose of LDL cholesterol. So my dad, it takes a small dose of atorvastatin, like a statin cholesterol medication. And I was like, wait, maybe I have the same kind of genetic hereditary thing. Who knows? I told the doctor about that. He was like, it could be the case, might not be. You told me your diet is this, whether I believe you or not. The fact is your score is here and it needs to be way down here. And I was like, absolutely. I was like, what can we do? Just fast and aggressive, just for a week or two, maybe even a month. I know statins aren't cool. They're not ideal, whatever, but I will take one just to get me out of this crazy high range that I'm in. So I got, again, I wasn't in the gym. So I filmed that workout, that chest workout. And then I got that blood work done 2 days later. It freaked me out. I didn't go to the gym because I'm like, dude, I can't go to the gym. I'm literally going to have I don't know if this is real, but in my head, I'm like, I'm going to have a stroke or my arteries are about to clog. I can't do this. And I'm going to have a heart attack and die at my young age. What? And so I didn't train for 4 or 5 days because I was literally freaking out. I got this medication. And I was like, okay, cool. Got this medication. Let's start this up. Whatever. Cool. I went to the gym. Dude, I was maybe 2 days later after taking this medication. Again, I've been off the gym now for 4 days, 5 days. I was 2 days in onto this medication, 3 days in. And then all of a sudden, man, I was like, all right, let me go to the gym and do some legs. And so I videoed part of my leg workout. And I was waking up that day really tired, really lethargic, just ugh. I got out of bed and I just wanted to go right back in bed. I wanted to just go lie down on the couch. I didn't want to do anything productive at all. I just wanted to be asleep. And I didn't know that it was from this medication. And again, I was at an aggressive approach. So I think it was 40 milligrams. My dad and other people that I know have said that they've maybe on 5, 10, 15 milligrams. I was on 40, just short-term burst or something just to get me from 450 cholesterol LDL score away from that as fast as possible. And then from there, kind of figure it out if I was going to stay on that medication and maybe there was something that's better. Because I know statins, definitely people know that they're not really ideal to take long-term or whatever. So I'm at the gym and I'm like, oh man, like I really don't want to be here. I feel tired. I feel achy. And I was just like, you know what, Paul? Snap out of it. What are you doing? What are you, a baby? You're not tired. Like, the worst excuse I think anybody could ever do is I don't want to do something because I'm tired. Like, you're tired. That's a loser of an excuse. If you claim you have goals and yet you also are gonna like take it easy because you're tired, come on, man. That's for losers. That's for losers that don't go anywhere and just complain and point fingers at all these other problems. Let's go lift some weights. And I was like, you know what? I really want to go heavy today because I like squatting heavy. I like I'm scared of this and I could, collapse and die. Like, I love that adrenaline of like the fear of like squats. It's a scary exercise when you think about I'm 200 and whatever pounds and I have like 600 pounds on my back and I have to go all the way down, ass to grass, my butt cheeks touch my calves, and I have to stand all the way back up perfectly. And it's just a scary thing when you kind of think about it. I said, you know what? That's taking the easy way out. Because 600 pounds for some reps is easier to me than if I have to do 400 pounds for like 15 or 20 and get spotted to like past failure where my lungs are burning and I feel like I'm gonna I can't even stand up. I don't know if I'm gonna come up again, but I have to find it in me to stand up again. Like those sets of like squats, of the 15, 20 rep squats, those suck. I hate those, and that's why I do them. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna punish myself for even thinking I could take a day and be tired and slack off. So I go to the gym. I'm like, screw it, let's get in the zone. I did like a set of 4 plates for however many, and my legs were like throbbing. I was like, there we go. That's the pain that I wanted. And then I did another set of it. I was like, fuck, I'm doing 2 sets. And I did another set of 4 plates for like, I got a little less reps because I just did one set. So my second set I got a little less reps and I was like, hell yeah. I was trying to be a baby and be tired and whatever. And I came in here and I obliterated my quads just now. And it was the weirdest thing because, let me just shut this thing off 1 second. And it was the weirdest thing because my legs, when you do like legs really hard, like you do like a lot of leg extensions, or you do a lot of hack squats or a lot of squats or whatever, like Bulgarians, whatever it is, and your quads get that like crazy pump, like they're just like bursting. You're like, this is awesome. Like, this is what I want. And then it kind of goes away. Dude, it like wasn't going away. And, part of me thought that like, oh, that's cool. Like when you have a pump in the gym that kind of doesn't go away, you like go home and you're like, dude, I'm still feeling this. Like my bicep is still ridiculously kind of like feeling awesome right now. It's kind of a cool thing. Didn't think anything of it. I'm going to pause this and say just over a year ago, I was working. My last job that I had before I moved out of America was construction. And I don't know if you guys know, my tradesmen out there, my trades guys, you guys know how it is with equipment and, company equipment, and you have other employees and kind of people don't really give a shit about it. And it's not theirs, the company truck, the company this, the company that. So I drove a specific truck. And last year, when I wasn't there because I got like a fever or something, I was out of work for a couple of days, just got sick, cold, whatever it was. I got back to work. It's 7:03 in the morning. I'm pulling up to the job site up in Lexington, Massachusetts, up at like, 4:30, like, barely can see, drive to work in the dark, come home in the dark, wintertime, just another day doing my job. And I get to the job site, it's like 7:03 in the morning, literally just at 7 o'clock. I'm like, all right, let's start the day. I go to the back of my truck where my lift gate is. The lift gate, for anyone who doesn't know, you press a button and this big metal gate comes up and down, and you can put equipment on it or whatever it is that's really heavy to go up and down into the back of like a big kind of like box truck or utility truck. So the lift gate folds open and closes like it kind of falls open and like unravels itself. It's like folds in on itself and opens up, and it has these huge springs so that it doesn't just free fall. I didn't know that in the 3 days that I wasn't at work when someone else was using my truck, that the spring that kind of keeps the lift gate from just free falling, the thing probably weighs like a few hundred pounds. I mean, I've deadlifted for a long time. I kind of have an idea of how much something weighs to like pick up off the ground. It felt like a 2-plate deadlift roughly every time I've picked that thing up. And then right when you start to pick it up, the spring kind of helps you, but to get it off the ground, you really got to muscle it. And dude, this thing the spring was broken and I didn't know. So I go to open it and it's supposed to fall very, very slowly down. Dude, it just free fell and it slammed my foot, the top of my foot, right on my shoelaces. It missed the steel toe part by like an inch. And that hurt. I mean, that is steel, a couple 100 pounds, slammed on my foot so hard. I was bleeding and everything. Like, I didn't break anything, which was weird, but I couldn't walk on my foot for a while. Had like crutches, had the boot, the wheel thing. I was going to Walmart getting my groceries, and I was like, finally, I get to use one of those little electric things, the handicap, like, you wheel yourself around the store. I was like, this is sweet. I was grabbing stuff off the shelves, throwing it in there. That was like the only fun part about this. And after that happened, I had this weird like stomach ache, but not my stomach, like the organ of my stomach that digests my food, but it was like right here. It was like right where like your diaphragm is. And when I would talk, it would hurt. Like my abs would hurt. My intestines were hurting. Like everything from here down to here was just killing me. Again, it's, a year ago this happened. And I go to the ER and they're like basically like giving me all these tests and whatever. At the end of the day, I'd never heard of this before. I had what's called rhabdomyolysis. Never heard of it. If you know what it is, you know what it is. If you don't know what it is, basically it's like when you get either injured or something physically very kind of harsh happens to you. A lot of people will have it when they fall or like get into like a car accident or get hit by something. A lot of athletes will get it if they're very poorly hydrated, or really anyone that jumps into something very athletically demanding, but they're not really trained for it. Basically all that's going on is like your kidneys start like breaking down muscle, and the muscle, the amino acid, the protein of your muscle, I might be messing this up, goes into your bloodstream, and your kidneys have to basically be processing all this protein, but it's your own muscle being like eaten away. It's really, really strange. And I was peeing like, dude, I'm good with my hydration. I don't know where my water jug is, but I drink over a gallon of water. By like 3 p.m. I'm already at a gallon of water. By the time I get to the gym, I'm at a gallon, and the gym, and after the gym, I'm well over 1.5 gallons, sometimes even 2 gallons, depending on the day and the temperature and what I'm training and whatever. So I'm like peeing like dark, like yellow. And they ran my blood test at the ER last year. They're like, dude, your kidney markers are off the charts. You have rhabdomyolysis. I'm like, what the fuck is that? And they explained it to me, all these things. I'm like, motherfucker, that thing fell on my foot and my body like freaked out somehow. And I had this crazy, like very intense pain here, all in my stomach, like the whole, like, but it was like my muscles and my like intestines, everything was in so much pain for days. Oh my God, I couldn't shake it. And it was just a matter of just hydrating. So I just had to drink water and eat like no protein and just drink water and have the IV in my arm and drink water and pee. And it didn't matter how much water I drank. It didn't matter how much, IV was going. I could have had IVs in every vein in my body. I was like peeing like yellow because my kidneys were just, having problems, whatever. Eventually it went away and I was cool. And I kind of got back into the gym, back to eating normally. You guys know, if you've ever done a blood test, if you eat a gram and a half per pound of body weight in protein, your kidney markers might be a touch high because you are processing a lot of protein. And so I was good after that. That was last year. So now I go to the gym and I had this crazy leg workout the other, like three and a half weeks ago. And because my last upload on YouTube was like a month ago. So this is just after that upload. I had this crazy workout and my legs were like staying really pumped and like lactic acidy and like burning, which I thought was cool. Dude, I fucking gave myself rhabdomyolysis again from this workout, but I researched this prescription medication, the statin, and it says that can cause that. And I'm like, dude, of course, my luck. I take this medication and I have this ridiculously hard punish. I literally like punished myself for ever thinking I could take it easy that day in the gym. I went extra hard on quads and I gave myself rhabdomyolysis and I didn't know. So I'm coming home from the gym like the next day. I'm like, oh, my stomach feels weird. Like it was hard for me to talk. I swear I couldn't even get a sentence out. The next day, dude, I couldn't even eat. My stomach, everything here was in so much pain. I couldn't even eat. And I'm a big eater and I'm dieting and my carbs are low. Like every meal that comes, it's like I call it like, I used to call them like YouTube ad meals because I would put on a YouTube video, I'd sit down with my meal and I would finish it before the ad even finished. I'm like, what's the point of me even turning on a YouTube video to watch YouTube while I eat my meal, because I finish my meal so fast before the ad of the YouTube video is even done. So that's you guys know my meals right now are like protein heavy, veggies, and then like a little bit of carbs, if any, So I'm eating my meal so fast, so I couldn't even eat, which is weird for me to not be able to eat. And then I was like, whoa, I can't even like stand up. Like my midsection can't even stand me up. And after kind of piecing all this together, I'm like, motherfucker, I gave myself the same shit that I had last year from when that metal liftgate landed on my foot. It was all the same symptoms, all the same feelings, all the same everything from last year. It all came back to me. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I have this again. This time though, dude, it was way worse. And I think it was way worse because of the medication. That statin just made it like 10 times worse. I'm like, all right, fuck this. I stopped the medication. And again, I'm still freaking out about my cholesterol being off the freaking charts. So I'm like, I got to make sure that stays down. What's another medication I can take? So I started taking this instead, ezetimibe or whatever, Zentia. I have no side effects from it. It works great. I should have done this from the beginning. Live and learn. Obviously, I didn't know any better, and I was panicking. So I had this crazy high cholesterol thing happen. Freaked me out for like 4 or 5 days. I didn't want to do anything at risk that I would like give myself a heart attack. I don't even know if that's real, but it was all in my head. I was like, damn, I can't train. My diet and my progress and my YouTube series, like everything's going, like has to go on pause, or like, I don't even know. Like, what am I even going to do? Then I got super, super sick. Megan was going to the grocery store and I was just on the couch because the only thing that was comfortable for me was lying down on my back. If I didn't have to talk, breathe heavy, stand, like it was so painful. Like the nausea, pain from like here down to like here was, dude, if you've had this and you know what I'm talking about, man, it sucks. Like so bad. It sucks so bad. It was horrible. And I was eating maybe a few hundred calories a day for like days. And I just did the same exact thing as I did last year at the ER. I drank water, and I drank more water, and I drank more water, and I was peeing, and my pee was dark. I'm like, yep, same exact fucking thing as last year. I was so mad. I was so mad because I'm over here like all obsessed with my diet, my nutrition, my micronutrients, my blood work. I preach, don't run big gear cycles. Don't eat 500 grams of protein a day. Like, don't abuse this world of fitness and don't abuse your body. And I think I'm doing everything right and I have my meals perfect and I'm like a walking, talking example of health. And yet the entire time I have like, I'm about to have a stroke cholesterol. And then I gave myself fucking rhabdomyolysis by taking a medication I definitely shouldn't have been taking after like killing myself on legs. And it was just a mess. And I felt like, you know what? Like, this fucking sucks. And I really, really was pissed because I wanted to continue my diet down to like the final body fat percentage that I was kind of going for, like the look that I was going for. And I was eating literally like I could barely even eat like a little bit of chicken and a little bit of rice. I was eating no calories. I'm like, this is stupid. Like, what am I doing? What am I going to do? Go back into the gym? Oh, pick up where I left off. Like, it was just a really, really bad time. And you know what I thought too that I want to say to you guys watching this is that I didn't think anyone was going to care. I didn't think anyone was going to be like, hey, Paul, where are your vids? Like, hey, man, like, are you good? Dude, the amount of people that like DM'd me, a couple people commenting like, dude, like, are you okay? Like, I miss your videos and stuff. Cause I'm over here like, I have a bunch of videos up or whatever. Like, what's a few weeks, no one's gonna really notice or no one's gonna give a shit. And dude, like the amount of people that like actually hit me up, I was like, wow. Cause you gotta remember, I got into the gym lifting because I never saw myself as anything special. I always was skinny. I had acne all over me from like high school into college. I never really had a girlfriend. If I had a girl interested in me, I was like, holy shit, I can't like mess this up because like this doesn't happen. I was always being like made fun of, and I really kind of had like no friends, and like, yeah, it was just kind of rough, like going through like those years that are very impactful on your self-identity, middle school, high school, and even into college. Like I had to wear long sleeve, like short sleeve t-shirts that were long because from puberty, I just had really bad skin. And my face was covered. I was literally 135 pounds as a senior in high school. You know, so when I went to college and I saw like 150, when I saw 150 on the scale, dude, I thought I was the man. I was like, yeah. So you gotta remember, I came from that. No self-confidence, insecure, always looked down on myself, always wanted to every time I looked in the mirror, always want to change everything that I see. And that might be you. You might feel the exact same way. Welcome to the club of this is why we work out, to do something about it, to do something where we feel like we're in control of some aspect of how we look. Because I would walk around very small and passive. Not small physically, I was small. Yes, I was, but my manners and my body language, I was very just small and very scared and very like, I wanted to make sure everyone was like, I didn't feel like I had a right to be here. I didn't feel like I deserved to be looked at or acknowledged. I was a little skinny, tiny kid. And, that was 100 pounds ago, which is crazy to even think. I used to step on a scale and the first digit was a 1 and then a 3 and a 5. And now I step on the scale and it's like a 2, a 3 and a 5. It's crazy to think about that. But that's where I came from. So me taking some time off, like making YouTube videos with 900 subscribers and a deleted Instagram account, and now I have, roughly 700 or 800 followers on Instagram. Like, dude, I'm nobody. At least I perceive myself. Maybe those feelings of being in middle school, high school, college are kind of coming back to me because it wasn't that long ago. That wasn't that long ago that I was like in school. And maybe that came back to me and I thought, why would anyone care that I'm not posting a video? So I thought, let me take my time to like heal myself. I need to get back to eating. I'm already on super low calories and now I'm going down to even less calories. Not because I don't want to, I'm starving, but me eating makes me like almost want to like vomit everything I'm eating. And I couldn't eat, I couldn't stand, I couldn't walk, I couldn't do cardio, I couldn't lift weights. Meanwhile, that was a byproduct of this elevated cholesterol thing, which already was freaking me out. I had to figure out how to get this new medication now. It was just a really messy couple of weeks for me. So I'm sorry that I didn't upload, and I'm sorry that I didn't say anything, because I feel like literally like I'm nobody. Nobody cares about me. Nobody cares about Paul. And I get some videos out and people can watch them, and I'll be back, in 3-4 weeks with another video. And it's going to be like, no one's going to notice that I'm not posting or whatever. But dude, I was wrong. And that's a reflection and a character trait of myself that I don't like, that I'm seeing. That I still have lingering undertones of like lack of self-confidence and undertones that are still here with me of being insecure, not feeling like I deserve to be here. Like I'm not worth anybody's time, that I'm just kind of a nobody. And on one hand, you know what? I kind of am a nobody because there's there's 8 billion people on the planet. And who am I? I'm going to come and go, and, people are everyone's nobody, but in this small niche of the gym and training and things, maybe I am, someone that is worth listening to, or maybe people actually find my stuff kind of cool and like they want to tune in. And I didn't think that. I didn't think anything of myself. I've never thought highly of myself. When anyone ever compliments me, I don't take it as a compliment. I take it as like, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. If you say that I'm big or I'm strong or I'm this or I'm that, you compliment anything about me in like this gym world, I smile and I go, hey, thanks, cool. And in my head, I go, yeah, but dude, Ronnie Coleman was 300 pounds of muscle, and like I'm not. So like I'm here, and anything worth complimenting those guys are like way all the way up there, and I'm a little shrimp, and you should not be complimenting me because I'm nobody. Please, like I almost feel like I want to say like, don't look at me. I don't deserve it. Go look at real awesome people, because I'm nothing. And then when people have DM'd me or commented on my videos, like ask me if I'm cool and like when's the next video coming out, that they miss my videos, and texting me on Instagram like, hey, like I missed your videos, when's your next one coming out? I'm like, wait, what? You guys actually want to see what I post? This is crazy, And I have to get rid of that. It's a bad character trait of mine. And I encourage you guys to not wait for some thing to happen to you for you to realize that people actually, care about you. Yeah, you can't just assume that like you deserve whatever with no work. You got to put in some work. You got to have some results, some credibility. There's got to be some personality about you. I believe there is some quality or qualities that people that have followers or people that have a following, they have something about them that made that happen. And yeah, I'm just really happy to be back in the gym. So I'm back in the gym this week. I'm filming I'm doing chest tomorrow. So the last video I had was a chest day. This video is going to be a chest day, whatever. I'm not even caring about the split. And yeah, it's going to be awesome. Like I'm not as lean as I was because I literally had to stop, training. So I'm up, what was I this morning? Like 241. So I'm up like 6 or 7 pounds, and that's cool. I always will believe this. If you guys have a problem with your health or your whatever, like get your blood work done. But if you ever have like, oh, I had the fever, I had the flu, I had a this, I had a whatever, or you have like a vacation, or you had, a work thing that you had to really be attentive for, and you couldn't, the gym just had to go, take a back seat. If the gym has to take a back seat for something, life, health, personal, whatever, and you're bulking, dude, you're bulking, you're fine. You're going to come back to the gym and probably be better, stronger and everything. You probably needed the rest, or you just come back to the gym. Ooh, wow, I'm really extra sore the next day. Like my legs are really, really sore. My chest is really, really sore. If you're dieting, you're going to probably end up where I was mentally, which is, damn, fat loss is such a grind. And if I lose a day of cardio, what's going to happen to me? If I lose a training session, I'm going to like shrink. And if I lose a week, oh my God, I can't even imagine losing a week of my dieting progress. I'm going to lose, like, dude, I just lost a month, and I always have to remind myself that muscle takes years to build. Muscle takes months and years to build. Fat loss is a weeks thing. Fat loss happens in just weeks. So if you have to take some time out of the gym, dude, just do it. You got to take care of yourself. If you're not making a career out of your physique in like a bodybuilding competitive, like you have a contract and you have to post and train and you have a contest coming up that has like a $400,000, like, which is zero of you watching me. Like for us regular folk, us regular guys that just love, the meatheads and the gym bros or whatever, if you have to take some time off the gym for any reason at all, and you're in a diet phase like, I was, where you see progress and you're like itching closer and closer to that finish line, you got to zoom out and go, fat loss happens in just weeks, a couple of months, and you can go from chunky to ripped up, whatever. But if you have to take like if you see that in relation to like muscle building is the grind. That's what takes years to put on 10 or 20 pounds of muscle. Takes like a year or two. Losing 10 or 20 pounds of fat is like weeks. And I had to remind myself, like, dude, it's fine. I'm going to go back to the gym. My YouTube channel's still going to be there. Yeah, I'm not going to be as lean as I was in the chest video that you just saw, but I'm just going to pick up where I left off. And everything's cool. Everything's fine. And I got to remember, too, like, my first video was in January. And I got, like, really sick with all this, the cholesterol thing, and then the rhabdomyolysis thing, and all that happened, just a couple weeks ago. So I've only really been posting for, like, what, three months? Barely over 3 months. And I made all that fat loss progress in 3 months. Like, it's not like I got super disgusting and out of shape. Like, I've just filled my frame out because I brought my calories and my carbohydrates up just to kind of get me back into my strength where I was. And now we can continue the fat loss phase. So that's where I'm at. 28 minutes on this chunk. All right, I'm going to wrap this up. That's kind of where I've been, what's going on. But the next video is going to be a chest day. Then we're going to be back into it. Arms, we got back, we got legs. I'm so excited to just lift weights and train and be normal again. You have no idea. Well, you probably do have an idea how much the gym like means to you when it gets like taken away from you. And that might sound like insanity to non-gym people, but if you like remove training, dieting, the gym and all that stuff, like I don't hyper focus on it. I'm a huge proponent. I'm going to start this thing. I'm just going to call it like casual bodybuilding, where, you know what, I was going to go to the gym anyways. I might as well try really hard. I was going to eat those meals anyways. I might as well eat these, fats, proteins, and carbs and eat in a way that serves a goal that happens in 1, 2, 3, 4 months from now. I have a physique result I have in mind. I was going to eat anyways. I might as well just eat this and then eat this and then eat this to give me that result, somewhere down there. I was going to go lift anyways. I might as well, have a structured training routine that supports my body's strong points and also brings up my weak points. and fits my work schedule and my relationships and my other, obligations that I have. I was going to be thirsty and drink water anyways. I might as well just finish off that gallon. Every night before I go to bed, I just finish off that gallon. And the dieting, training, bodybuilding, gym world, instead of it being the hyper-focused, hyper-sensationalized thing in the forefront of your brain that you're so worried about and everything revolves around it, you just put it like in the background. It's always there. It's just in the background and it's happening. You're executing the exact same plan. You're just not making it this crazy priority of, oh my God, the world's going to end if I don't. And you turn it into like, yep, I have a step count, I hit my step count. I have a cardio goal, I hit my cardio. I don't think of it as like hyper-focused. So casual bodybuilding, like when you take the gym away from someone even who sees the gym as like a background thing, which is where I see it. The gym is just, I go there 4 times a week. I go to that place 4 times a week for like an hour and a half. I take some walks outside because it's nice out, or I walk on a treadmill if it's raining out because it helps me, be lean and clears my head, and I really like it. And I eat food. I'm a human. Even for me, where I casually go about the gym and stuff, taking that away from me, dude, I can't. It's crazy how much I wanted it back, and I've just been waiting every day. When can I be back onto my full routine? And my protein is back to 80% as it was. I don't think I need to even have it that high, so I'm bringing my protein up to 300 grams a day instead of the 360. And we're just gonna get right back in it. So resuming wherever I was, gonna pick back up kind of where I left off, a little bit softer, but like I said, muscle building is the grind. Even though we all think the fat loss is the grind, muscle building is the grind. Fat loss happens in weeks. I'll be back into being in shape very, very shortly. I'm even going back home to America for the entire month of June. I'm really excited to train there and be at a gym that I used to, train at and stuff, and see my old training partners and my old, just that scene, getting back into that after almost a year away is going to be really, really cool. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Again, if you reached out to me or commented or showed any sort of hey, are you good? And when's your next video? And I miss your stuff. And hey, are you posting again? Whatever. You guys made me feel like I am worth it, to myself. You gave me this internal, it was you were the catalyst of this internal dialogue that I've had now for a few days where I'm yeah, you know what? This is awesome. I do love this, and I'm doing this for me, but I'm also loving making content and videos for you guys. And I should do it. You almost kind of ignited this feeling of you pushed away the old feelings of I'm nobody, I'm worthless, I'm a skinny loser, I don't deserve any attention. Not that I want attention, but you know what I mean? You kind of helped me remember who I am. And who I am is not that small, frail, passive, weak-minded, weak-bodied little boy. I'm not that. I'm actually someone who has some results. I'm a man, and I am, I can do this, and it's going to be awesome. So next video is coming soon. Thank you guys for watching. And as always, make sure you, what's the new term now? It's not even accumulate fatigue. We've already moved on from the fatigue one. I don't know, some new phrases have been coming out in the science world. So make sure you pick a science term on the sub button. I'm about to hit 1,000 subscribers, and then I don't know what's going to come next. I'm feeling a couple cool little goals I have. I'll ask you guys what your opinions are, or maybe I won't. I'll just do whatever I want. But yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for support. Love you guys. Talk to you soon.